Hi everybody. I have some time to do a video today. The baby's sleeping, so I'm just gonna try to do this really quick for you guys. These are things that help me trying to get my baby to learn to eat and all of that. In no way am I trying to say everything that I'm doing is 100% correct. I mean, everybody's different. These are things that help me and Adaline actually start eating. Okay, so let's get started. I started feeding her like around 4.5 months. She started eating her rice cereal and she was amazing. Like, she ate the 2 spoons, like she would eat it all, and it was super cute. And then after that, then I think when she was 5.5 months, she just hated eating. She hated sitting in the chair. She hated me spoon feeding her, and she just hated the whole eating thing. She just wanted to breastfeed, and that's it. My first tip, my first hack that I have learned, and I don't know why nobody ever told me, if the baby doesn't want to eat after bottle feeding them or breastfeeding them, because usually what you need to do is, and this is what my doctor told me, or her doctor told me, is you bottle feed them or breastfeed them first, because that's where their nutrition is coming from. Right now, them eating, it's just them learning to eat and adjust the schedule, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it's not actually a meal that they have to finish. It's just them starting to learn how to eat and all of that. So you bottle feed or breastfeed them first, because that's, like I said, their nutrition. And then after they're done, you feed them. And I don't know why nobody told me, not even the doctor, now that I think about it. What was I saying? So I'm amazed that the doctor never told me this. Wait from 20 to 30 minutes to start feeding the baby after you bottle fed them or breastfed them. I don't know why nobody ever told me that. Nobody. So I had to figure this out by myself. Just remember that when your baby starts grabbing the spoon, grabbing the bowl, grabbing everything, starting to make a mess, throwing everything on the floor, that's part of them learning how to eat and adjust to the new thing that's happening in their life. Let them do it and just clean it up after. I mean, I had to learn that the hard way too. I would always start cleaning right away as soon as she was throwing everything on the floor, and I just had to let her do it. As a new mom, there's some things that you won't get right away. So it's normal, and don't feel bad when somebody tells you, well, it's common sense, because sometimes things that are common sense for somebody, they're not common sense for you. So it's always good to ask. It's always good. Anyways, so remember that if you start feeding your baby, you can start at 4 months. It's not recommended, but I did like 4.5. I started feeding her once a day, cereal in the mornings, and they don't eat a lot. I swear, the baby spoons that they give you, or that you buy, the ones that you feed them, with 1 spoon and breast milk or formula, that's enough for them. Okay, so hack number 2. So this is something that I learned through Adaline. She didn't take the bottle. She didn't want to take any. I have a whole bunch of bottles that we tried to use for her. She never wanted to. So I actually started giving her Sippy Cups. And with a Sippy Cup, that's how she would drink her juice. She would drink everything else, her water and everything. She wouldn't take the bottle. So, and actually me and her doctor talked about this, and something that he told me that I was like, oh my God, that is so true. Giving her a Sippy Cup when they're 4 months, even though they can't grab it yet, at least they know, Sippy, and then that way, you can get them off the bottle faster. This is something that me and the doctor talked about. He was telling me, so if you're gonna breastfeed, you're gonna jump to bottle feeding and then the sippy cup. And then I was like, yes. And then he's like, do you think that makes sense if I bottle feed you and then breastfeed you and then give you a sippy cup? And I was like, well, no, because how are you gonna jump from a bottle to breastfeeding? And then he said, if you're gonna bottle feed or breastfeed, don't go back a step. That's how he was explaining it to me. Don't go back a step. So you're gonna breastfeed and then you give a sippy cup. You're gonna bottle feed and then you start giving the sippy cup. So I was like, oh, okay. So we were talking about that and it was making sense. And I'm pretty sure there's other websites and stuff that you can see, and they can explain a little bit better about the sippy cup. So something that he recommended is every time I sit her down to eat, give her the sippy cup. And then sometimes I, help her grab it and everything. So now that when she was 6 months, sorry, the lighting's going up and down because the weather is really bad outside. Sorry about that. So what started happening is Adaline started grabbing the sippy cup when she was, I think, 6 months. 6 or 7 months. I really can't remember. Give them the sippy cup, and that way it's going to be faster for you to take away the bottle, Even though you're giving them the bottle, the sippy cup is going to help you take away the bottle. That's what I'm trying to say. Hack number 3, changing your utensils. Changing the spoon that you're using. So I learned this one because she would never want to eat from her spoon. It was so hard for me to feed her. And then I bought a different type of baby spoon and she wouldn't eat from that. So what I did, I went to my drawer, I picked out a spoon, one of the tablespoons that are kind of flat. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. So I used to feed her from this one, and I still try, but she just refuses. For some reason, she eats from this one. You see how it's a little bit flat? And I only have one, so it's hard for me, so I still have to use these. She actually eats more from that spoon than the other one. I don't know what her deal is. She just, this one, and then I have another one that's it has plastic all over, and it helps them grab it and eat it. She doesn't like it, so I don't know. I don't know why she prefers this one. Hack number 4. So, this for me, okay, I'm not gonna say it till the end what it is. Baby was so constipated. When she was a newborn, didn't know what to do. I tried to give her some, the gas drops, and then some other, 2 or 3 other medicine to help her tummy feel better. This is problems that breastfeeding moms have a lot with their newborn babies because they have to adjust their milk. I don't know how it works, but they adjust their milk to feed their baby. So Adaline, when she was little, she had a lot of tummy troubles, and sometimes she wouldn't go number 2 until 2, 3, 4 days, and that's when I would start getting worried. Before I took her to the doctor, my mom kept telling me, give her manzanilla. What is manzanilla, you say? I'm gonna insert a picture right here so you can see what it is. And I didn't want to because it's tea. So I was like, no, Mom, I'd rather go to the doctor. I don't want to risk it. What if she gets sick? What if she starts throwing up? I didn't want to risk it. So I took her to the doctor to see what they could give me, what type of medicine. So I never imagined that whenever I went to see the doctor to help me with my baby, what he's gonna tell me to do. So I go into the doctor and he tells me, give her some manzanilla. And I was like, I didn't want to listen to my mom, and she had been telling me for 3 days, just give her some manzanilla, it's gonna help her. We did it with you, and we did it with your sister and your brother, and it helps. So I come home, with my head down, and I tell my mom, okay, make some manzanilla for my baby. Like this. We gave it to her in a bottle. She doesn't know how to drink bottles, but somehow we got her to drink a couple of sips from the bottle. And within half an hour, it was out. And even now, when you start feeding your baby new foods, of course they're gonna get constipated. So manzanilla helps if they start getting constipated, if they have tummy troubles. So you just give them some manzanilla. You put like a tablespoon for a cup of water, and that's enough, you know, for the baby. No sugar. Also, you can ask your doctor. Of course, you don't have to, just because I'm saying that, you don't have to give them. So if you want to be a little bit more sure about this, ask your doctor. So, learning the hard way. I have my notes here. So, I keep saying so. I'm so sorry if I keep saying so. Hack number 5, or tip number 5. This one was actually Adaline too. Whenever I would sit her down, she wanted to eat all by herself. When she was 5 months and I started giving her the little star crackers that you get at the baby section, and the yogurts, she loved it. She would just play with it and she would eat it, and when I would spoon feed her, she would be like, no, I don't want to, just let me eat by myself. And she's a very independent baby. So I did. I started giving her rice, a piece of rice, and I was like, oh, she's eating it. And I started giving her little pieces of cutout, like bananas, that's soft when they're almost going black, because they're sweeter and they're softer. And I started giving her, you know, little chunkies all over her little table. I think that one of the videos that I did, she's sitting behind me and she's eating, and that's how she was eating her little crackers. And that's how I let her eat. So I get broccoli, cooked broccoli. I cut it in small pieces that she can grab, and she, you know, I'm always looking at her eating everything. And yes, self-feeding. So if your baby doesn't want to eat spoon feeding because they hate it, just let them eat by themselves. I know sometimes it's a little bit harder because they make a mess, but at least they're eating. And that's one of the things that now I'm learning. At least she's eating, because I give her Gerber. She doesn't like it. She makes faces, she gags, she throws it up. She goes like, I don't like it. Don't give it to me. So, I mean, at least this way she eats. Adeline's a very independent baby, so she likes to grab her food and put it in her mouth, and grab her Sippy Cup, drink it, and put it down, keep eating. And then after, when I know she's done, is because she starts grabbing the food and then looks down and drops it. And then she grabs another piece, looks down and drops it. So she's done. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this gives you an idea of how it's gonna be to start feeding your baby, and little things that you can do and change. I want to know what you guys tried whenever you started feeding your baby. I know some moms, you get it like this, and some moms, like me, I had to learn little tricks and things to do for her to start eating. So if you have any ideas, or can you let me know, comment below and let me know, and I would really appreciate it, because it also will help me, you know, see what else I can do with that airline. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I would appreciate if you guys can subscribe and like my videos. Thank you so much for watching.